Steel companies are often labeled as one of the most polluting industries. But today, as we face a massive surge in COVID cases and India seems to be running out of oxygen, the irony is that it is this industry that is actually supplying and bridging, or rather trying to bridge, that deficit in oxygen that's being witnessed in the country. Dharmendra Pradhan, India's steel minister, has said that since September, the sector has provided almost 1.43 lakh ton of oxygen to medical facilities. ET now spoke to Mr. Dilip Oommen, the president of the Indian Steel Association and the CEO of ArcelorMittal Nippon Steel, and he told ET now that steel makers have been supplying almost all of their reserve liquid oxygen to medical facilities around the country. He says that the plants keep around half a day's oxygen consumption in their safety stock and the rest is sent to medical facilities. He, however, does clarify that not all the oxygen is used for steel, that's used for steel making, is required and is useful in medical facilities. So he essentially is saying that shutting down steel production is any which way is not going to be the answer to ensuring enough oxygen supply. The other question in our mind is that will this oxygen diversion hit steel production? Well, according to Mr. Oommen, not really. He says that steel companies produce around 3,000 to 5,000 tons of liquid medical oxygen per day. Some of it is kept as reserve stock. And even if there is any impact, it's going to be very negligible and most of it will be covered up, according to him, very quickly. On logistical challenges, Mr. Oommen says that currently there are around 1,117 tankers in the country that are essentially helping in transporting this liquid oxygen from the plants to the medical facilities. Now, as the tankers for nitrogen and argon, two other industrial gases, will be freed up, this tanker availability will increase to 2,000. So it'll definitely hasten things up a little bit. But he does say that the challenge is really in moving this liquid medical oxygen, and he believes that it's easier to bring the hospital to the plant than to take this oxygen to the hospital. So they, on their part, have already built a more than 200-bed hospital near to the plant so that transportation is easier. He encourages steel companies as well with oxygen plants to do the same. And finally, on steel prices and demand, he notes that there is a massive gap now between Indian domestic prices and international prices. So he does say that consumers should not really complain because international prices are at close to record highs. That's where Chinese prices are at. And he also adds that, yes, we are seeing this curtailment in production in India of other products which in turn use steel, because those industries are not allowed